Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey, and you're watching a very quick Photoshop tutorial for FroKnowsPhoto.com, better known as my friend Jared Polan. So he asked me to have a little look at this. This is the raw photo of the week, week 44, just to see what I would do with it. And this is the as shot, but I haven't got much time, so let's just dive in and see what I'm going to do. And I haven't actually experimented with this yet. I've got an idea. But this is going to be a live sort of just a train of thought thing. Let's just see what happens. So here we go. This is exactly what came off Jared's camera. It looks superb, and it just needs a little bit of work. Nothing too amazing. The first thing I always do, the first thing I always teach my students is go closer. Okay, and for me, and it is just my opinion, I want to go a little bit closer. I want that as my shot. Okay, so that's the interesting shot, isn't it? Go in tight, fill the frame, put her onto the thirds. That, for me, is just a lot better. A couple of things I've just noticed. I've left a triangle of hair up in the top right corner. We'll deal with that in Photoshop. And not so keen on this shoulder now, because this is now the brightest part of the picture, and it should be here around her eyes. But, okay, well, we'll get to those in a minute. Let's first of all sort out the rest of the shot. So I'm using Adobe Camera Raw. This is the same if you're a Lightroom worker. It just doesn't have that nice sexy black background in Photoshop. But what do we want to change here? White balance. I'm guessing auto white balance was used. Nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, that's better. Daylight just looks a little bit warmer. Just adds a bit more warmth. Cloudy is pushing it too far. So as time is of the essence, daylight's good. A grey card would have been useful at this stage, but you don't get that on a single shot. You can always try taking a white balance off of the eyes, off the white of the eyes, because she has beautiful white eyes. That also looks pretty good, so let's go for that. Exposure-wise, it's a gnat's underexposed, just a tiny little bit, but boy, that's pretty close. So we'll bring the exposure up. Don't really want to touch anything on fill light or recovery. I'm happy with that. That all looks nice. Clarity. Well, clarity, I bet this is sharp. Let's go have a look. I'm sure, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. There's sharp and then there's really sharp. And this is almost too sharp. Too sharp for a portrait, because there's nowhere to hide for the model. Now, fortunately, this young lady looks like she has rather good skin. Nose ring. It's rare you get a model with as good skin as this, but what I'm going to do is just take the clarity down. Okay, so we'll just take the clarity a little bit lower, and that's just going to help soften the skin tones. No magic number, it's purely done by eye. So that's as it was before, and I had it sort of down there somewhere. So that looks pretty good. Happy with that, yep. Still got to do that shoulder, but what's really jarring me at the moment is the colours of the background. Really, really strong green. I could take the vibrancy down. Yeah, that's not today. Not quite what I'm going to go for. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the colour. Let's change it from green. Okay, so I'm going to get the targeted adjustment tool. I'll go for hue, and I'm just going to click in this green area and drag the greens, and they should go to a warmer colour, and that kind of ties in better with the hair colour. Okay, so the green and the red of the hair didn't work so well, but this kind of slightly yellowy, more autumnal colours, or fall colours, as my American colleagues would say, would look much better, in my opinion. I think we can take it further. I'm going to grab the graduated filter, and I'll take this down about half a stop, and let's just drag out a little graduated filter just to darken that area even further down, just to make sure we keep the detail into her face. Oh, colour. I can add in a bit of colour. Let's go grab some warm colour. There we go. We'll add a bit of colour into that graduated as well. So now we're really getting some warm tones in there. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, that shoulder. Okay, let's do... It's a little bit bright up the top, so let's go do that bit next. Half a stop maybe, something like that. We'll just get a nice big brush, and we'll just put a little bit of darkness there, because the bright bit really should be in her eyes. So I'll go make a new brush at plus half a stop and just lighten up her eyes just a tiny bit like that. Right, shoulder, I can't do it anymore. That's got to go darker. Okay, that has to go darker, and there's a tiny bit of noise in there because we're at 12,000 ISO. Really, that's really good. 12,000 ISO, there is only a hint of noise. We'll deal with that in a second. Okay, so we'll get the exposure, and I will take the exposure down half a stop, something like that, on her shoulder. Not much, just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. That just eases that up if we go have a quick look at before and after. Okay, so that's before, and that's just taking it down like that. Okay, and I can control how dark that shoulder goes, and I'm still think about half a stop. That's fine, and I can see we've just spilt a little bit, so we'll just grab those bits like that. Okay, so now I'm getting better. I'm kind of happy with that. Yep. Noise. Let's have a quick look at the actual noise and sharpness. Double click the zoom tool. Go and have a look here. Beautifully noise free there. Tiny little bit of noise there. I'm not too worried about noise. It was just down here where it just looked a little bit too rough. So we'll put just a tiny bit of noise reduction in there as well, just to smooth things over. How are we doing on time? Oh, I really should be doing something else. Okay, so we'll just click on open image. And we'll open this back into Photoshop. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. There you go. And we're in. And we're looking pretty good. So, a couple of things to do inside of Photoshop. That's going to be getting the spot healing brush. Let's just go select the spot healing brush. Would be nice. There we go. With content aware ability. And we'll just zap a few of these little areas that... she has very, very smooth skin. Sometimes this bit of a portrait retouch can take a long time. Not today. That's looking very, very... Nose ring. I could take it away. I won't. It's actually part of the picture, but yeah. Yeah, okay. There you go. Lovely. And we'll say that's probably done for now. Okay, so... we'll fit that onto the screen. The hair in the top corner, it is quite dark. I could almost live with that. I could try just spot healing it in, but it's quite defocused, and spot healing content aware isn't that good on defocused areas. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, no, I'll live with that. That looks okay. It nicely graduates back and just fills that little bit in. Okay, so finally we have a little bit of clothing there to sort out, and you might be thinking, well, just drag the spot healing content aware over that, and that's actually not too bad, but it often doesn't work that well on out of focused areas. The spot healing content aware fill wants texture, it wants sharpness, and that's where it excels. Where it falls down is on areas that are soft and defocused. So I often find myself on these sort of circumstances dropping back to the good old clone tool. Nothing wrong with that at all, and just kind of cloning bits of it out. That can often work, but not today. So let's go find the spot, not the spot healing, the just the ordinary healing brush. That can often come up quite nicely. Let's bring that in. Yeah, that's getting pretty close, I think, to what we want. Let's go fill in that area as well, like that. And I think I'll just run it over with the clone tool. So often I'll find I have to mix both the clone tool and the other brushes to get the final effect that I'm after. And because it's all defocused, you'd think this would be simple, but in fact it shows so badly if you're not being really careful. This is going a little bit awry here because I'm trying to talk and do it on the fly, and I'm not happy with any of that. I bet nobody else took it. Ah, there we go, took it out because it's a right pain. Okay, there we go, lovely. I bet when I go and check Jared and Adam's shot, I'm going to find that they left it in. I'm not a gambling person, but I would be pretty much sure. Yeah, there you go, that'll do for me. So there we are. That was A little longer than I intended to spend, but we've gone from that. That's the Ash Shot, which was great. Lovely, lovely potential. And I've given it a lovely kind of warm tone just to finish things off. So there we go. There's my picture. There's my shot. If you want to find out more about me, of course, visit my website at www.gavtrain.com. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.